I, the Reckoning Reviewer. Greetings from the Reckoning Reviewer here. I'm doing something differently today. I do like reality shows from time to time. I am a huge fan of King of the Nerds to the point where I hope to be on the show someday. But I recently came across an animated reality show. Yeah, it exists, people. Total Drama. Total Drama is a Canadian cartoon series made like a reality show about a group of teens or young adults competing against one another for a lot of money. So basically like any reality show, but animated. It airs on Canada's main animated channel, Teletoon, and on Cartoon Network in the US, and has gathered a lot of positive reception and a huge fan base. I plan on reviewing every season of Total Drama, starting with the first one, Total Drama Island, which takes place on, what else? An island! First off, Canadian TV and American TV have two different mindsets when it comes to cartoons.
Not too shabby.
If this show was made in America, it wouldn't have as much of the crude stuff it does. The show was not meant for kids. It was meant for an older audience, like teenagers and young adults who can get the show's mature themes. In this season alone, the characters have censored swear words, and sometimes get nude. Boobies! Hell, in one episode, the characters ate balls! I'm not joking, they ate balls!
Testicles?
There is no doubt that Cartoon Network would have replaced the censored swearing with more appropriate words when they aired it, and they'd be messed up if they didn't replace the balls.
Testicles?
The overall plot of the first season is having 22 original contestants on the island, together divided into two teams to win a $100,000 prize, which they will most likely blow in a week. And the show itself knows the mind of a young adult well. The teams are split into the Screaming Gophers and the Killer Bass. It's hard to describe all the characters because there are so many, especially in an animated show. For host we have Chris McLean, who is an awesome host who loves to watch the contestants suffer while he relaxes off-screen. And his henchman, Chef, who is a living stereotype, who's entertaining to watch when he freaks out.
You all ruined it! So, here's your invincibility.
For the contestants, I would like to start with my favorite, Heather. She is just the pinnacle of greatness in the show. There is just something about her that I love.
So my strategy is to get two other campers to form an alliance with me and take to the final three. The only question is, who can I find that is either desperate or dumb enough to do whatever I say?
She's just so damn amazing. Hands down, Heather is my favorite character without a doubt, because out of all the contestants, she's the most memorable, the biggest threat, and the one contestant I really wanted to win the most. She's sinister, seductive, manipulative, attractive, dangerous. She showed her boobies, wrestled an alligator, and ate balls! While Heather is my all-time favorite of the contestants, I do enjoy a lot of the other contestants, and how they interact with each other. The characters can be pretty much summed up with the intro of the show, but maybe I should go into more details. With a cast of 22, you can't really talk about all of them at once, so I'll talk about a few that I like. Gwen, who looks like your average goth, except she doesn't really resort to any goth stereotypes. Izzy, the crazy hot girl who the other campers fear, but that's what makes her so fun. Jeff and Bridget, who end up being the couple that gets together. Lindsay, Heather's slave who is so dumb but no one cares because she's so pretty. Harold, the Canadian version of Napoleon Dynamite. And Duncan, the delinquent who comes off as one of the most entertaining and possibly like my second or third favorite. He likes to mess with the other campers and just comes off as awesome sometimes. Like in the episode Hook, Line, and Screamer, when Chef dresses up as a killer and scares the other campers. Duncan waits until he's the last one standing and goes after the killer.
Thought you could scare me?
Plus, there's the show's most marketable character, besides Chris and Heather, Owen. He's funny, but his major flaw is...
He's a ticking time bomb of noxious fumes.
Disgusting. Thankfully, he has a lot of funny stuff to make up for it, like his obsession with food, his fat, how he's pretty stupid, and how he can burp the entire alphabet.
A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Plus, for some reason, he's the co-creator's favorite character out of the whole show. This probably explains the finale. The real appeal to these characters mostly comes from how they interact with each other. That is the appeal to other reality shows like King of the Nerds, which shows how these people interact with each other, and how they form friendships and rivalries. The many teammates have a lot of good interactions with each other. Heather forms an alliance so that she and the other 2 girls in the alliance make it to the final 3, but of course, Heather is the only one who does make it because she's so great. Some of the campers become close friends, others become enemies, and another popular aspect is the relationships. Some characters get together, some of them are in love but don't really get together. Some of them are attracted to each other but deny their feelings. And it's all pretty entertaining to watch. One relationship that's really surprisingly fun is Izzy and Owen. It came out of nowhere, and it was more like an almost one-night stand. But it's really interesting, and I'd like to know more. Like, how did the fat man who smells like shit bag Izzy? Does she like it big in that way? Another great thing is the challenges. There are a lot of interesting challenges that range from simple waiting to fun games, to something that could kill someone in real life. That's why they put the warning in front of the episodes. The contestants had to jump off a 1,000-foot cliff into shark-infested waters. Some of them didn't even want to do it. But it still looks like fun.
I'm going to frickin' die now.
I had to do that. I miss using that meme. There were a lot of memorable challenges, like the one time the guys and girls had the disgusting eat-off, which is kind of funny and disgusting at the same time. The testicles had to be the nastiest part, but they handled that humor well.
Testicles?
It's the hardest thing a man can do.
And I have no idea whether I should find Heather eating balls to be arousing
Big boys
or
can't
painful.
eat a little meatball?
There was also Dodgeball, the challenge where they face their own fears, the challenge where Heather shows her boobies, the Key Hunt, and one of my favorites, Chef's Manhunt, which included an awesome fight between Izzy and Chef. In the first half of the season, the losing team would vote one member of their team to leave the island and never return, or so the campers thought. When the teams were disbanded in the second half, the style changed, as the winning camper or campers would gain immunity, while one person was voted off. 2 campers who were voted off earlier returned, the one everyone hated, Eva, and the crazy but fun Izzy. Eva didn't last long though, as the exact episode she returned, she was almost unanimously voted off.
Since Lashana's immune, there's no other choice but Rageaholic Eva.
Sometimes the campers are like, goodbye, you won't be missed. But there were those departures that the characters were upset about. But one of the funniest eliminations didn't even belong to a contestant. No, it was whenever Owen went insane and had a friend called Mr. Coconut, who was, what else, a coconut.
It's time for Mr. Coconut to walk the dock of shame. But why? You're starting to creep me out. Mr. Coconut!
By God, was that elimination hilarious.
Total drama.
Eventually, it does come down to the final 3 between Heather, Owen, and Gwen. In this one challenge where they have to do a whole list of dares from the former campers of the island. This episode nearly made me puke. Some are disgusting, some are dangerous, but Gwen makes an alliance with Owen to give Heather all the worst dares until she snaps and gets her head shaven unwillingly and then gets eliminated! Seriously, I'm pissed about that! It's an unfair move and should have been illegal! So in the final round, it's Owen versus Gwen, in a race around the camp. And most of the campers want Owen to win because he's gonna throw a big-ass party and invite everyone. When Owen is about to lose though, they are desperate to win and use brownies to encourage him.
Brownies?
And of course he wins and everyone is happy.
I won! I won!
But however, there is an alternate ending. In this alternate ending, Owen's love for brownies led to his downfall. He was in such a rush to get to the brownies that he forgot to cross the finish line, giving Gwen enough time to win.
Gwen's the winner! Gwen's the winner!
Everyone Everyone is upset because they're afraid they won't have a party, but Gwen decides to throw one anyway and invites everyone except Heather. You bitch! As you can tell, I prefer the original ending, because Owen doesn't hold a grudge against my favorite character. But this wasn't the end. Chris had us go through a final episode where he takes Owen's $100,000 and instead has the campers all hunt for $1 million, which leads to a chaotic struggle on the island to get the $1 million. Some of the campers team up to split the money between each other, which includes Heather and Harold, and it leads to us learning that Heather doesn't always like being mean.
I don't like being mean all the time. It's kind of become this habit of mine. Do you think that it's fun being the one that everyone hates? Look at me! I don't even have any hair!
Eventually, 14 of the contestants end up with a case, but it is eaten by a shark, which leads to Chris giving them a second chance for the money in Season 2.
So don't forget to tune in to Total Drama Action!
I'll get to Total Drama Action in the future, it's pretty awesome. Either way, I can see why this show is so popular. I love it. It's a funny show with a memorable cast of characters, and overall, it's really fun to watch. It's definitely more adult than other cartoons. This means Canadian TV has balls. Let's hope it doesn't eat them too. Am I a fan? Hell yes! I officially do count myself as part of the Total Drama fanbase. I can't wait to review the other seasons of this show, one at a time. This has been The Reckoning Reviewer, and remember, don't eat balls.